What are non-exempt assets in Chapter 7 bankruptcy? Imagine you are facing financial trouble and considering filing for bankruptcy. You might wonder what property you could lose and what you can keep. That's where understanding non-exempt assets comes into play. When you file for Chapter 7 bankruptcy, your property is divided into two groups, exempt and non-exempt. Exempt assets are protected by law, meaning you can keep them. Non-exempt assets, however, are not protected and can be sold to pay your creditors. Examples of non-exempt assets include vacation homes or second properties, which are usually not necessary for daily living. Luxury items like expensive jewelry, designer handbags, or high-end watches are also non-exempt because they are not essential. Artwork, antiques, or collectibles with significant value fall into this category as well. Investment accounts, stocks, and bonds are considered non-exempt because they are not necessary for your basic needs. Other non-exempt items include costly electronics or appliances that go beyond basic household needs. If you own a vehicle with more equity than the exemption limit, that vehicle is also non-exempt. For example, if your state's exemption for a car is $5,000 and your vehicle is worth $10,000, the extra $5,000 worth could be considered non-exempt. Business ownership interests are also non-exempt assets, meaning if you own part of a business, that interest could be sold to pay creditors. The reason these assets are at risk is that they are not considered essential for everyday life. The bankruptcy trustee has the authority to sell non-exempt assets and use the proceeds to settle debts. Sometimes, if selling an asset would cost more than what it's worth, the trustee might decide not to sell it and instead abandon it, leaving it with you. In some cases, you might be able to negotiate with the trustee to keep certain non-exempt assets by paying the difference between their value and the exemption limit. This process is called buying back the asset and can help you retain property that's important to you. It's important to remember that exemption rules can vary based on the state where you file for bankruptcy. Some states follow federal exemption rules, while others have their own. The goal of these rules is to protect your essential property so you can start fresh. Non-exempt assets are not protected and may be sold, but knowing what falls into this category helps you prepare for the process and make informed decisions.